Hi and hello, Rays fans, and welcome to this presentation in Rays Baseball, a Sunday afternoon affair. The Rays taking on the Baltimore Orioles. The Rays coming in at 39 and 33. The Orioles coming in at a lowly 21 and 49. The Rays this season are 5 and 0 against the Orioles, looking to cap off another series sweep. And on the mound for the Rays this afternoon, it is Ryan Yarbrough in 14 starts. He is 6 and 2 with a 2.29 ERA. In his last start against these Orioles, that was on May 16th. It was a 6-3 win. He went 5 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. The man that will be leading off this afternoon for the Orioles, it is the former Ray, Andrew Velazquez. And the first pitch here from the lefty Yarbrough is swung on and missed for strike one. The lineup for the Orioles today, that Yarbrough will face. Leading off, it's the switch-hitting third baseman, Andrew Velazquez. Batting second and playing second base, Ramon Urias. Batting third and playing shortstop, Jose Iglesias. Batting cleanup and playing first base, Renato Nunez. As that ball is put up into play, it's going to be Austin Meadows underneath it to retire the first out of the day. Batting fifth in left field, it is Anthony Santander. Batting sixth in center, Austin Hayes. Batting seventh and playing DH, Rio Ruiz. Batting eighth and playing right field, Brett Cumberland. Batting ninth and catching, it's Pedro Severino. Now at the plate, it's the right-handed Ramon Urias. The first pitch from Yarbrough is just a hair outside for ball one. Mike Fillmore, the home plate ump, calling the balls and strikes here today. The Rays, after a successful month of May and off to a decent start in June, are now above 500. 6 games above, in fact, at 39 and 33. They're tied for second with the Red Sox in the American League East, and they're 6.5 games back first. That's the Yankees at 45 and 26. The Yankees sweeping the Rays in the Bronx about a week ago. The 2-1 here to Urias. And it's low and outside again, so it'll be 3 balls and a strike. The count to Baltimore's second baseman. In the bottom of this inning for the Rays, it'll be Jose Martinez, Yandy Diaz, and Austin Meadows. As a cut and a miss there from Urias will bring the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yarbrough sets and winds. Here's the pitch. And it's fouled away down the right field line. The Rays, who have had their fair share of success against these Orioles team, they're 5-0 this season as that one is shot foul into the Rays dugout. They had a sweep in Baltimore a couple of weeks ago and looking for a sweep here in St. Petersburg. They will play next, quite soon in fact, June 19th through the 21st, as they're going to ring them up. It looked like it was well inside, but the home plate umpire rings up Urias, the first strikeout of the day for Yarbrough. Looking at the replay, it looks to be in the zone. So the first punch out in the scorebook for Ryan Yarbrough, and with 2 outs and the bases empty, is the shortstop Jose Iglesias. He's batting .246 on the year. The first pitch to him is low for ball one. And now the 1-0. Settles in the strike zone to even the count at a ball and a strike. Zunino calling for the high pitch again. And that one is fouled back. Yarbrough now a strike away from getting out of the inning. It's great to see Mike Zunino back there behind the plate at the catcher position. He got hurt in early April and has missed quite a bit of time, but is back now as the everyday catcher. Another foul ball there off of the bat of Iglesias. It was a combination of Chris Herman and Michael Perez there for a while, but Zunino the better defensive catcher. And that one is going to be popped up into play, charged by Meadows, and he makes a diving attempt at it, but it falls right out of his glove. That looks like it will be an E9. We wait on the official scores decision. But either way, the Orioles get a man on base here in the first inning as Iglesias reaches first base. We'll rule it an E9. So Yarbrough yet to give up a hit, but it'll keep the inning going and bring up the cleanup man, Renato Nunez, who's batting .230 on the season, 7 home runs, 21 runs batted in. And it will force Ryan Yarbrough to throw the baseball at least a couple more times, as it looks like he'll probably have around a 20-pitch first inning. A cut and a miss there, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to the cleanup man Nunez. Pitcher's count here with 2 outs and a man on. Here's the 0-2. And it's going to be put into play, but right to the second baseman, Brandon Lau. Flips it to Choi to retire the side. The Orioles get a man on, but that's it. When we come back, it's the bottom of the first. And a starting pitcher this afternoon for the Orioles, it'll be John Means. Means is 3-6 on the year with a .480 ERA. And his last start versus the Rays, it was a 6-2 loss. That was on May 17th at the Trop. He went 5 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 4 hits, 4 earned runs, walked a man, and struck out 2. The first Rays batter he will face, it's the right-handed DH, Jose Martinez. Martinez is batting .239 on the year, 14 runs batted in, and 6 home runs. The first pitch from the lefty Means is going to be called a strike on the inside part of the plate. In this inning for the Rays, it'll be Martinez, Diaz, and Meadows. The lineup today in its entirety that Means will face, leading off at the DH position, it's Jose Martinez. Batting second, the third baseman Yandy Diaz. Batting third, it's the right fielder Austin Meadows. Batting cleanup, it's the left fielder Hunter Renfroe. Batting fifth, the second baseman Brandon Lau. Batting sixth, the center fielder Manuel Margot. Batting seventh, the first baseman Ji-Man Choi. Batting eighth, the shortstop Willie Damas. And batting ninth, and catching, it's Mike Zunino. So Jose Martinez grounds out to short to open up the contest. And with 1 out and no man on, it'll bring up Yandy Diaz. Below the Mendoza line, he's 192. 27 runs batted in, now double digits with 10 home runs. A slugger, no doubt. Acquired in the winter before the 2019 season in exchange for Jake Bauers. That trade looks like it has panned out. 0-2. Now the count to Diaz. Here's the pitch from Means. And a cut and a miss on a ball that went well inside. Diaz couldn't help but chase, and he goes down on strikes for Means. First punch out of the afternoon, and that'll quickly put 2 Rays away in the first inning. And it'll bring up Austin Meadows here with the bases empty. First lefty-on-lefty matchup of the day for Means. Meadows is .243 with 28 runs batted in, 9 home runs. Fouls that one away to bring it to 0-1. In the second inning, it'll be the middle part of the order here for the Orioles. Santander, Hayes, and Ruiz. Meadows takes one outside, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Another take in just about the same spot, and now it's 2-1. Third straight pitch, low and outside. And now Meadows potentially looking to walk and bring up the cleanup man. 3 balls and a strike is the count to Meadows. The pitch for Means is flared up, chased by the center fielder. And now the left fielder comes in and will squeeze the third out. That'll be Anthony Santander, and he'll be up to the plate when we come back. It'll be Anthony Santander to lead off the inning. He's batting .230 on the year. 18 pitches for Ryan Yarbrough in the first inning. It was an error that kept things alive. He faced 4 batters. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 men here for Baltimore. Santander, Hayes, and Ruiz. A couple of pitches that failed to find the zone, and now it's 2-0 to Santander. That one just a hair outside, and now 3 balls, no strikes. Santander will likely get a pitch to swing at. Here it is. And it's just in there for a strike. Looked to be a hair below the zone, but it's a called strike. They give Yarbrough the benefit of the doubt. Now the 3-1. And that one is fouled back, and now Yarbrough scratches his way back into this count. It's full at 3-2. The payoff pitch. And he's out on strikes. Watches that one go by, and he's rung up. Second strikeout of the afternoon here for Ryan Yarbrough. As Santander heads back to the dugout, it'll be Austin Hayes, the center fielder, up at the plate here. Hayes is .227 on the year. The first pitch to him is put into play, and it's grounded softly to Choi, who runs over to the first base bag to get the second out. And now as Hayes is quickly retired on the ground out to first, it'll be Rio Ruiz. Here the DH with 2 outs and the base is empty. He's .208 on the season. The first pitch to the lefty hitter, and it settles in there for strike one. A take on a changeup high in the zone. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 men for the Rays in the bottom half of this frame. Renfroe, Lau, and Margot. The 0-1 to Ruiz, and it's slapped through, and it's going to be the first base hit, and it's going to get all the way down near the wall, picked up by Renfroe, and it'll be a 2-out double. It looked just to be a soft single, but found the gap. First base hit of the day for the Orioles goes for extra bases. First double of the season, in fact, also for Rio Ruiz. And that'll quickly get a man in scoring position here with 2 outs. With a man sitting on second, it'll be the right fielder Brett Cumberland. He's .233 on the year. A chance to give the Orioles a lead if they can knock in a run. They're 0-5 against the Rays this season. The Orioles 23 games back of first. Dead last in the American League East. Just a .300 winning percentage. Count even to Cumberland at a ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. And called strike 2. So now Yarbrough a strike away from getting out of this thing. He gave up a 2-out double. But he can get out of it here with another good pitch. He gets the sign from Zunino, and the throw is taken low and outside. Count evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now this offering from Yarbrough is fouled away. Count will stay put where it is. Now 32 pitches for Ryan Yarbrough. The Orioles, now at the bottom of the lineup, have made him work for every out. As that one fouled back again. And this at-bat will continue. If Cumberland reaches base, it'll be the 9-hole hitter, the catcher, Severino. The 2-2. And low and blocked in the dirt. Ruiz heads back to second base. And the count will now be full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Severino waiting on deck. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Ryan Yarbrough gives up a 2-out double here in the second, but gets out of it with a strikeout of Brett Cumberland. Yarbrough's third K of the day. We head to the bottom of the second when we come back. It'll be the cleanup hitter Hunter Renfroe to get this second inning started for the Rays. Renfroe .209 on the season. Team leader in home runs with 18, 35 runs batted in. It'll be Renfroe, Brandon Lau, and Manuel Margot here to face John Means in the second inning. Renfroe takes that first pitch for a strike. Only 10 pitches for Means in the first inning. Has not had to work nearly as hard as Ryan Yarbrough. That one fails to find the zone, and it's now a ball and a strike. That one low to Renfroe, and now 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. 0-0 ball game here in the second. Only one combined hit for either side. It was a double in the top of this frame by Rio Ruiz. The Orioles were unable to bring him around to score, and now Renfroe in a hitter's count. It's 3 balls and a strike. Likely the slugger will get a pitch to swing at. Here's the 3-1, and it is a cut and a miss on a changeup. Only in there at 77. Now the full count, the payoff pitch. And that one is going to be slapped for a base hit, picked up by the right fielder. But it won't be in time. It's the first hit of the day for the Rays by the cleanup man Hunter Renfroe as they get the hitting started, hopefully. Here in the second inning, it'll be Brandon Lowe to come up behind him. Brandon Lowe batting .248 with 40 runs batted in, 13 homers. One of the best hitters in this Rays lineup right now. He's batting 5th here today. But a spot to maybe get the scoring started, or maybe just knock Renfroe into scoring position. No outs and a man on for the lefty Lowe. Lefty on lefty matchup. The first pitch to him is low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. Lowe chases high, and the count even added ball and a strike. Renfroe standing at first, nobody out. Tie game here in the second. The 1-1. Another cut and a miss, and now a ball, 2 strikes the count. Means looking to put away the first out of this inning. And here's the pitch. Outside. Lowe smartly doesn't chase, and now 2-2 to the second baseman. And they're going to ring him up. Lowe goes down on strikes. Lays off of that pitch. He's not happy about it. But he strikes out regardless. The second of the day for Means. First out of the inning, and it'll be Manuel Margot, the center fielder, that will bat next. Manuel Margot, the center fielder, is .240 on the year. 17 runs batted in. 2 home runs. Playing in center instead of Kevin Kiermaier. Makes sense, the righty Margot to face the lefty John Means. You give up a little bit defensively when you take out Kiermaier, but Kevin Cash opting for offense rather than defense here. Margot isn't a slouch either of the center field position. He can cover a lot of ground, as can all of these Rays outfielders. Really quite spectacular defensively. One of the better defensive groups probably in the MLB, as they have one of the better defenses as a whole in baseball. Now the 2-1 to Margot, and it's going to settle in there for strike 2. The count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Renfroe still standing at first base with 1 out here in the second. The 2-2 for Means. And that one is going to be popped up. It's the center fielder coming in to get it, and it will fall in his glove for out number 2. It's Austin Hayes there to record the out. And now with 2 gone, it'll be Ji-Man Choi to come to the plate. Ji-Man Choi is .238 on the year, 26 runs batted in, with 10 home runs. One of 4 double-digit home run hitters here in this Rays lineup today, as we are now in mid-June, about a month away from the All-Star break. The Rays 6 games above 500 at 39-33. 6.5 games back of first place in the division and a half game out of the wild card. So they're threatening a playoff position here. Choi takes outside, and now it's 2-0. That one is fouled away, and now 2-1. Rays getting their first hit of the day on a Hunter Renfroe single. They're trying to bring him around here with 2 outs. Choi takes low, and it's 3-1. Choi probably one of the best batting eyes in this Rays lineup here today. Takes pitches better than anyone. Earns himself a lot of walks. He's got a 3-1 count. Chases at that one and spoils it away. The count to him is now full. Means a strike away from getting out of this inning. He's at 31 pitches here. Trying to get through 2. He's only given up a hit. Here's the payoff to Choi. And that one is fouled back as well. In the top of the 3rd inning for Baltimore, it'll be Pedro Severino, Velazquez, and Urias as they return back to the top of the order. Choi takes outside and he'll walk. That'll put a man in scoring position for the Rays for the first time here this afternoon. Renfroe moves over to second as Choi takes first. It'll keep the inning going here in the second with 2 outs. And now it'll be the shortstop, Willy Adames. Adames batting .232 on the year, 24 runs batted in, and 5 homers. A chance to knock in the go-ahead run as we're in the early goings. But you know, the Rays always so successful when they can strike first. It's the strength of this team, the pitching and defense. All you have to do is give them a lead. And against a lowly Orioles team, this is a great chance to put them away early. The 1-0. And that one's in there for strike 1. Means throwing a lot of off-speed pitches. That one in there at 76. He's fooled the Rays hitters with it. But he's given up a hit and now a walk in the 2nd inning. The 1-1 to Adames. And that one is fouled away. Means once again a strike away from getting out of this inning scoreless. Won't be clean though. As we said, a walk and a hit. The 1-2. And they're going to ring up Adames. The fastball down the heart of the plate. Adames watches it go by. He'll strike out. Leaves a couple of men on. 0-0 ball game here through 2. It'll be the 9-hole hitter, the catcher, Pedro Severino, to get the 3rd inning started for Baltimore. He's batting .235 on the year, a home run, and 10 runs batted in. It'll be Severino before we return to the top of the lineup for Andrew Velazquez and Jose Urias. The 1-0 here is in there for strike 1. Both starting pitchers now with 3 strikeouts. Means has put a couple of men on. Ryan Yarbrough just 1 charge to his name, but the Orioles have put 2 men on in totality with an error charged to Austin Meadows. That one is flipped to Ji-Man Choi to retire Severino. It was allowed to Choi on the putout as Severino goes down 4-3. As we get a look at the AL East standings, a New York loss combined with a Rays win here today can make up a whole game. That would put the Rays just 5.5 games back, as this division is certainly still in play here in mid-June. Velazquez takes that pitch. It's now 1-0 to him. He flew out to right in his first at-bat. It came in the 1st inning. Led off the contest. 40th pitch upcoming from Yarbrough. Here it is. Low, ball 2. That one taken for strike 1. Now it's 2 balls and a strike. That one inside, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Andrew Velazquez, the former Ray. His nickname was the Squid. That's what the teammates called him here in St. Pete. He was a do-it-all player. Could play across the infield and even some outfield. Struggled with hitting. The Rays designated him for assignment last season, where he was picked up by Baltimore. He's willing to take a waiver on any player they can get their hands on. And now the payoff pitch to Velazquez is outside, and the leadoff man here will walk. First walk of the day for Yarbrough. That'll put a man on with an out here in the 3rd inning and will bring up the second baseman Jose Urias. Urias struck out in his first try against Yarbrough. A cut and a miss there for strike 1. Chase the curveball low in the dirt. Now the 0-1. And similar pitch, but that one taken by Urias. And now the count even at a ball and a strike. The 1-1. And that was going to be put into play, but right to the third baseman, Yandy Diaz. It could be 2, and it is. Yandy Diaz goes to Lau, who goes to Choi for the first double play of the afternoon. Erases a one-out single and keeps this game scoreless. It'll be the catcher, Mike Zunino, to lead off this third inning. Zunino is 204 on the year with 3 runs batted in, no home runs yet. Limited action, just 49 at-bats this year. Recently returned from the injured list after a wrist injury suffered in early April. Not outstanding offensively. He's got some power, but struggles to hit for average. He's really known as a defensive catcher. And hopefully can have some value for this Rays order here as he kind of makes his way back. The 1-1 to him, and a cut and a miss as he chases the fastball high, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that one is going to be popped straight up. It's the catcher, Severino, underneath of it. And he makes the catch for out number 1 to retire Big Z. We now go back to the top of the order here. It's Jose Martinez. He grounded out to short to start this game off. Base is empty and 1 out. A swing and a miss, and it's now 0-1 here to Martinez. And that one is lifted up in the air, chased by the left fielder, but he makes the catch in front of the track there for out number 2. That one had some good pop off the bat, but it died out there in left field. It'll be Yandy Diaz now with 2 outs and the bases clear. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout his first time up against Means. 43 pitches for the Orioles starter here as he's trying to get through a third inning scoreless. Each team has gotten to man in scoring position. Neither time were they able to bring him around. In the top of the 4th for the Orioles, it'll be Iglesias, Nunez, and Santander. The 2-1 here to Diaz. And that one is going to be shot foul. Means now just a strike away from getting out of this inning. Here's the 2-2. And they're going to ring him up. Strikeout number 4 here for Means. Puts the Rays down in order here in the 3rd. Scoreless game. It'll be Jose Iglesias to lead things off here for the Orioles here in the 4th. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Only hit of the day for Baltimore. As actually looking at the scoreboard, they changed the ruling on that Austin Meadows error by Jose Iglesias in the first inning. They're going to call that a base hit, as we just mentioned. So that makes it 2 hits on the day for Yarbrough. 2 hits and a walk. Ryan Yarbrough, we've watched him quite a bit this season. Obviously not overpowering stuff. You know what you're getting from the lefty as he gets a strikeout there of Iglesias. but he's 6-2 on the year with a 2.29 ERA. I mean, you have big name arms like Blake Snell, Taylor Glasnow, and Charlie Morton, but Ryan Yarbrough has really stepped his game up here as a starter this season. He's played a lot behind of a bullpen, but the Rays really for the first time are just setting him loose out of the gate in a season, and he's done well. A low ERA and a great record here in mid-June. And that one is lifted up in the air, but it's going to fall foul down near the visiting bullpen. 53 pitches for Ryan Yarbrough here. Trying to get through a fourth inning scoreless. The 0-2 is swung on and missed. Went to the off speed and got Nunez to chase. Second straight strikeout. That's the fifth for him this afternoon. And now with 2 outs and the bases clear, it's Anthony Santander. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout that came in the second inning. The first pitch to him is in there for strike 1. In the bottom of this inning for the Rays, it'll be Austin Meadows, Hunter Renfroe, and Brandon Lau. As they make their way through the lineup a second time. The 1-1 is taken high. Now 2 balls and a strike. This one from Yarbrough. And he chases low. Third straight off-speed pitch. Yarbrough staying at around 79, 80 miles an hour. He's carving up these Orioles hitters with it. He's a strike away from getting out of this fourth. Zunino calling for the high pitch, the 2-2. And that one is lifted up, chased by Austin Meadows in right. He's going to move over to right center and make the catch for out number 3. So Ryan Yarbrough putting the Orioles down in order. And we head to the bottom of this fourth in a scoreless game. It'll be Austin Meadows to start this inning off. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. And he puts that one into play. Hits against the shift. It's going to get back to the wall. Picked up by the left fielder. It'll be a leadoff double there for Meadows. This Rays lineup, we talk about it nearly every day. Hitting so well against the shift. 21st double for Meadows here this season. Goes the opposite way. And puts a man in scoring position here with no outs. Best scoring chances you would think so far. You got the cleanup man with no outs and a man on second. It's Hunter Renfroe here. And he's 1 for 1 with a single. It came in the second inning. Second hit of the day for the Rays. That first one that goes for extra bases. Now the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Renfroe is 213 on the year with runners in scoring position. A base hit would probably give the Rays the lead. The 1-1. And that one is going to be fouled back. Means went fastball and then quickly changed to the off speed, trying to confuse the slugger Renfroe. He's now in a favorable count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And it's going to go all the way back to the wall. The backstop, I should say. Austin Meadows moves over to third. On the wild pitch. And that'll bring the go-ahead run with no outs just 90 feet away. Now just possibly even a sacrifice fly situation for Renfroe here in a 2-2 count. Just looking to put the bat on the ball. He takes that one inside and now a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brandon Lau awaiting on deck. Lefty on righty matchup. Here's the payoff pitch. And fouled back. This at-bat will continue. Austin Meadows getting this inning started off with a leadoff double. Moves over to third. And a wild pitch by John Means. And now the Orioles starter in trouble. The payoff pitch to Renfroe, and that one is fouled away. Lifted well, but couldn't keep it fair. As we await a third payoff pitch. Here it is. A cut and a miss, and Means gets a strikeout there of Renfroe. But now with one out, still the sacrifice fly is in play. Means picking up his 5th strikeout of the afternoon, and that'll bring up Brandon Lau. Brandon Lau 0 for 1 with a strikeout himself in the 2nd inning. A man on third with 1 out. 0-0 ball game here in the 4th. Rays looking to strike first. And Brandon Lau puts it into play, and they are not going to go home. They go to first to get the out. So an RBI for Brandon Lau as the Rays take the lead. Austin Meadows scores from third. And now a 1-0 lead for the home team. And now with the bases empty and 2 outs, it's Manuel Margot. He flew out to center his first time up. John Means gives up a run here in the 4th. And now the Rays will likely send out Ryan Yarbrough in the 5th with a lead. A chance for him to get his 7th win of the season. And a fresh bullpen behind him. Here's the 2-0. And that one is going to get down for a base hit. Just fair of the left field line. And this one is going to go for extra bases as well. The 2nd double in this inning. And now the Rays with a chance to add on another run. The 10th double for Margot this year. And that'll bring up G-Man Choi. Really a great chance for the Rays to knock in another run. The first pitch of Choi is outside. Choi, in his first plate appearance, walked. That came in the 2nd. He's up here in the 4th. 3rd hit of the day for the Rays. Here's the 1-0. And that one taken for strike 1. In the top of the 5th for Baltimore, as we get towards the bottom of the order, it's Hayes, Ruiz, and Cumberland. As we said, Yarbrough will be pitching with a lead. And G-Man Choi grounds that one right to the second baseman. He flips it over to Nunez to retire the side. So the Rays add on a run and threaten for another. They'll have to settle for the 1 run as it's 1-0 Rays through 4. It'll be Austin Hayes to get this inning started. The Rays warming a couple men, Brandon McKay and Trevor Richards. As Yarbrough is approaching 60 pitches as he starts the 5th inning of work. The first pitch to Hayes is taken low in the dirt for ball 1. The lefty McKay, the righty Richards. Trevor Richards, a guy we have not seen much of this year. A bit of shuffling going on with the bullpen. As we're in the dog days of summer now. The 1-0 pitch is taken low. And now 2 balls, no strikes the count. That one high and now 3-0. Yarbrough in jeopardy of allowing a leadoff walk. With only a 1-run lead. The Rays certainly can't afford to do that. But also too early to pull Yarbrough. He's just going to have to get through it. The 3-0 pitch is taken for strike 1. The 3-1 pitch. And that one is going to be put into play. Gets right past G-Man Choi and Brandon Lau. A slow roller through the gap for a leadoff single. As Austin Hayes catches in there for his first hit of the day. 3rd for Baltimore. And then I'll put the tying run on the bases for the Orioles. And now it'll be Rio Ruiz. The DH 1 for 1 with a double in the 2nd inning. Rays crowd here on their feet. Trying to make sure the Rays can preserve this lead. That one chased in foul territory by Renfroe, but he can't get there in time. It'll fall harmlessly foul. And now the 0-2 count. Ryan Yarbrough looking for a strikeout. He's not going to get it there. It's taken low and outside. And now the 1-2. And that was put into play, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Back-to-back singles to get this fifth inning started. A close play there at second. But everybody's going to be safe. A bit of a rally here at the bottom of the order. It'll be Brett Cumberland here. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but he's got 2 men on with nobody out. Yarbrough makes a good pitch there for strike 1. It'll be Cumberland here and Severino next. And then the inning is still going on. Then we'll go back to the top for Velazquez. And that one is hit well, but foul. Now quickly 0-2 to the switch hitting Cumberland. He's already struck out once against Yarbrough. And they're going to ring him up again. They say went around to look to be in the zone regardless. So Cumberland strikes out for the second time today. 6 punch out in the book for Yarbrough. And there's a crucial out number 1. Now the potential for the double play here for the catcher Severino. He's 0 for 1 today. And that one is taken inside for ball 1. And that one's put on the ground. Picked up by Adames, who goes to Lau for 1. And to Choi for 2. So Yarbrough gives up back-to-back singles to open it up. Gets a strikeout and a double play to get out of it clean. He's now in line for the win as we head to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Willy Adames, the man that got the double play started to end the top of this inning. He'll get things started with the bat here in the bottom of the frame. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout against Means. He takes that first pitch high for ball 1. It'll be Adames Zanino when we go back to the top for Martinez here in the 5th. Rays looking to add on to their 1-0 lead. Yarbrough is now in line for the win. The righty Bailey and the lefty LeBlanc warming up in the visiting bullpen. 66 pitches here for Means so far. He's gotten through 4. And now a 3-0 count here to Adames. Here's the 3-0. And taken for strike 1. And that was going to be right through the gap on the right side, and it's dropped by the right fielder, but Adames is going to stay at first. It'll be a leadoff single for the shortstop, his first hit of the day. To get this 5th inning started, 4th hit of the day for the Rays, as they continue to get to John Means here in the recent goings. And now it's the catcher, Mike Zunino. Zunino 0 for 1 today. A pop-up to the catcher in the 3rd inning, with Willy Adames standing at first and nobody out. Rays with a 1-0 lead. That was thanks to a ground ball from Lau that scored Meadows from 3rd. That came in the 4th inning. Here's the 0-1. And they're going to say he went around. No balls, 2 strikes here. The count quickly to Zanino. Means shaking off his catcher Severino. Decides on a pitch. Here it is. High, taken by Zanino. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. And Zanino has to hop away from it. He's now evened up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes, as he looks to keep this at-bat alive. The 2-2 for Means. And that one is lifted up into the air, chased by the center fielder. He's still on the run, and that one is going to get down to the wall for a double, extra bases. Adames is going to round third and go home. It's an RBI double for Big Z, as Mike Zunino, his fourth double of the season, adds on to the Rays' lead. Is now 2-0. It was hit well off the bat. And what a return for Zunino here, as he looks to get back in a groove, as he makes a return to the lineup. Fifth hit of the day for the Rays. It scored Adames all the way from first. Now it's a 2-0 Rays lead. And now we go back to the top for a chance to add on even more. Jose Martinez, who's 1 for 6 in the series. He's 0 for 2 today. He last flew out to left in the third. Might take more than a single to score the catcher from second, but it all depends on where it's lined up. Martinez is 174 on the year with runners in scoring position. A good situation either way, as you've got all 3 outs left to work with. Unknown whether Kevin Cash will keep Riarbro in for a 6th. Maybe it depends on how many more runs the Rays can score. If it's a couple more, maybe you leave Yarbrough in and try and save the bullpen. It was Brendan McKay and Trevor Richards getting loose, so neither guy's really high leverage. Here's the 2-2. And that one is put in the air, but it's going to be the first baseman who makes a diving play, and it gets away from him. And now Zunino moving over to third, and Martinez is thrown out going for second. So it'll look like it'll be an error charged to the first baseman, Renato Nunez. But either way, Zunino is able to move over to third base. So now a sacrifice fly would be in play to knock in another run, as it's Yandy Diaz. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. The 1-0 to Diaz, and that one is fouled away. Count now at a ball and a strike. The 1-1, and it's taken high. The 2-1, fouled back, and now 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to the slugger Diaz. It'll be Austin Meadows next. But this is the last time, probably, for a sacrifice play. The 2-2 to Diaz. And a swing and a miss, as it was dropped by the catcher. They're going to have to go to the first to complete the strikeout. Now, 3 strikeouts in the book for Diaz here. Takes out the potential for a sacrifice to bring in Zunino. The Diaz chases a bad pitch in the dirt. 6th punch out for Means here today. And now it's Austin Meadows. He's 2 for 8 in the series with 2 doubles. He got his 21st here in the 4th inning. A chance to knock in a run as Zunino standing at third base. As that one is put into play, but it's picked up by the second baseman, and he'll easily throw to first to retire the side. So the Rays knock in another run and an RBI double by Zunino. The Rays can't bring him around to score, so it's 2-0 Rays at the end of 5. It'll be the leadoff man, Andrew Velazquez, to lead off this 6th inning. Rays go a little more high leverage in the bullpen. It's Castillo and Drake warming up. But they leave Ryan Yarbrough out to start a 6th. He's only throwing 73 pitches, so you could probably get another inning, maybe 2 out of him. He's in line and qualifying for the win. Castillo and Poche, I should say, a righty and a lefty. For Kevin Cash to play matchups with, it's a 2-0 Rays lead after a 5th inning in which the Rays tack on another run. An RBI double for Mike Zunino. The leadoff man Velazquez quickly in a hole, 0-2. against Yarbrough. And here's the pitch. Inside. It's Velazquez, Urias, and Iglesias, the 1-2-3 hitters. Here in the 6th for Baltimore. And at the 1-2 offering, that one taken low and inside as well. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And they're going to ring him up. Velazquez goes down on strikes for the first time this afternoon. 7th punch out in the books for Ryan Yarbrough. Let's get a good look at that graphic. In the American League, Ryan Yarbrough 3rd in ERA. Certainly threatening to make an all-star appearance, and what an honor that would be for him. A guy that went 18-5 in his rookie year, didn't win the Rookie of the Year, but he was a finalist. Just a guy that can get outs. Like you said, the scouting report, not necessarily overwhelming, but you can't deny the record. 6-2 with a chance at his 7th win, as that one is put up in the air and chased by Meadows, and another failed diving attempt for Austin Meadows here in this game. It's going to be a 1-out double here for Ramon Urias. Something we've seen this season. Some outfield shenanigans. Meadows making a really good run at that one, but can't line up the ball in the glove. So that'll put a runner in scoring position. 5th hit of the day for Yarbrough, and maybe now you make a more serious consideration at the bullpen. It's Jose Iglesias here. He's only 1 for 10 in the series. 1 for 2 against Ryan Yarbrough here today. A single in the 1st and a strikeout in the 4th. Comes up to the plate here in the 6th with a man at 2nd and nobody out. But that one is going to fall for a base hit. Another outfield miscommunication, and they're going to get the out, though, at 2nd. So I guess at the end of the day, maybe works out. But the runner from 2nd advances to 3rd, but 2 outs. So they're going to need a base hit from Nunez if they want to cut this Rays lead in half. The 0-1 here to Nunez. And that one is fouled away. Certainly has been an eventful inning. Hopefully will end in a scoreless frame for Baltimore, but who knows? The runner 90 feet away with 2 outs here. The 0-2 to Nunez. And they're going to say he went around. Picked up by Zunino. His throw to first. And is in time to complete the strikeout. So the Orioles threaten but do not score, as they are held scoreless through 6. And the Orioles are going to make a pitching change as Brandon Bailey, in 36 appearances, he's 0-2 in save opportunities, a 5-2 record. Is a slugger Hunter Renfroe to face him first. Renfroe 1 for 2 with a single in the 2nd. It's Renfroe, Lau, and Margot. John Means on the day as we close out his line. In 5 innings pitched, he gave up 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, and a walk. As they make a pitching change here to the reliever Bailey. Three balls, no strikes. The count to Renfroe as Bailey's not off to a hot start out of the bullpen. The 3-0. And that's taken for strike 1. It's not a guarantee, but we suspect Ryan Yarbrough's day is done as well. 8 strikeouts and a walk, 5 hits, no runs given up, and 6 innings pitched. He's got a 2-0 lead to work with. Another cut and a miss from Renfroe, and the count is now full at 3-2. And now the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. So Renfroe goes from a 3-0 count to striking out as Bailey works a quick turnaround in this at-bat to get the first out of the inning. And now as Renfroe goes down, Lau comes up. Lau is 0 for 2, but an RBI grounder in the fourth that put the Rays on the board. They have since extended the lead to 2 runs. And now the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. The righty Rucker, the righty Armstrong warming up in the pen for Baltimore. As I guess they don't intend for Bailey to go long in this outing. The 1-1 pitch to Lau, and it's in there for strike 2. And they're at 84 miles an hour. And that one is lifted up in the air, chased by the shortstop Velazquez. And he makes the catch there for out number 2. It's now Manuel Margot with the bases clear and 2 outs. He's 1 for 2 with a double in the fourth. He came around to score. Actually, I'm sorry. No, he did not. That followed the RBI by Brandon Lau, in which they scored Meadows. But Margot did not score. He was left stranded in the fourth. So Bailey trying to work a scoreless 6th. As we look ahead to the 7th, it'll be Anthony Santander, Austin Hayes, and Rio Ruiz. The 2-1, and that is low for ball 3. G-Man Choi waiting on deck if Margot can find a way to get on the base path. And this pitch from Bailey is low. Ball 4. Margot will walk to keep this inning going as he reaches base for the second time today. First walk issued by Bailey, and now it's G-Man Choi who walked himself in the second inning. He's 0 for 1 here today. Bailey throws back to first. Margot sliding in safe. That one loaded. Choi for ball 1. And the runner's going to go. The throw to second is not in time. Margot successfully steals second base. His second steal of the season. And now with 2 outs, a chance to knock in another run as that one is put in the air by Choi, chased by the right fielder who makes a catch over the shoulder to retire the side. So walk and a stolen base, but that's it. Bailey gets the Orioles through a scoreless 6th. 2-0 Rays. And the Rays do in fact make a pitching change as Colin Poche in now in 31 games. He is 2-2 with a 1.95 ERA. Ryan Yarbrough finishes his day. 6 innings pitched, no earned runs. Give up 5 hits, 8 strikeouts, and walked a man. As that one is going to get all the way down to the wall, picked up by Margot. So on the first pitch from Poche, the Orioles get a leadoff double off the bat of Anthony Santander. His 7th double here of the year. And it's a good start for Baltimore. So while Ryan Yarbrough is qualifying for the win, the bullpen may overturn it. Tying run to the plate here in Austin Hayes. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the 5th. The first pitch to him is low for ball 1. Now the 1-0. In there for strike 1. This one to Ruiz. Swung on and missed. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Poche looking to record the first out of this inning, as he comes on to get the Rays through a 7th. They are holding on to a 2-0 lead, looking for the second sweep of the year against these Orioles. Looking to extend their winning ways and advance to 6-0 in the season against Baltimore. And also extend their record to 7 games over 500. A good effort from the bullpen is what the Rays are going to need in order to do that, as Austin Meadows squeezes the first out of the inning and retires Ruiz on a fly out to right. That was Austin Hayes who flies out to right, and now it'll be Rio Ruiz to the plate. Ruiz is 2 for 2, a double in the 2nd and a single in the 5th. He comes up with a man at 2nd and 1 out. Ruiz just 111 on the year with runners in scoring position. That one low, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Anthony Santander standing at 2nd. He led this inning off with a double. The 2-0 pitch is outside. That one in there for strike 1. 3 balls to strike. Now the count to Ruiz. And now the pitch from Poche. And that one is going to be through the middle for a base hit. And they're going to wave around the runner from 3rd. And the throw is cut off by Choi. So that'll score a run, an RBI single for Rio Ruiz. As he gets his 3rd hit of the day, it scores Santander from 2nd. Now the Orioles cut the Rays' lead in half. It's 2-1. What a day for Rio Ruiz. 3 hits and now an RBI. As is now Brett Cumberland with a man on first. That one blocked in the dirt by Zunino. The runner will stay put. Brett Cumberland 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts here today. Those were against Yarbrough. He faces the lefty Poche here. So Poche comes in to start this 7th and gives up an earned run. That one grounded to Adames, but it's off his glove, and everyone's going to be safe. A chance at a double play. It's ultimately going to be ruled a base hit for Brett Cumberland, as that is now the 3rd hit and the inning given up by Poche. You think maybe they pull the plug on it, as he's reached the 3-batter minimum. But Kevin Cash is going to leave him in. He's got the righty Pedro Severino here. The catcher is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Grounded into a double play in the 5th. Man at 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Cut and a miss there. It's Rio Ruiz at second, Brett Cumberland at first. Ruiz, not an incredibly speedy base runner, but a base hit is probably going to tie this game up. A cut and a miss there as the catcher chases low, and it's now 0-2. This would be a huge out for Poche if he can get it. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Severino goes down to 3 pitches. Poche picks up his first strikeout. Now there's 2 away as the Orioles head back to the top of the lineup. It's the leadoff man, Andrew Velazquez. He's 0 for 2 today. Walked in the 3rd, struck out in the 6th, and the Rays are going to make another pitching change. It's Diego Castillo. In 36 appearances, he has a 2.29 ERA. 39 and a third innings pitched. Rio Ruiz standing at second. He represents the tying run. It's Velazquez, the man that Castillo will face. A fastball in there at 98. Kevin Cash is now filtering through the bullpen. This is the 3rd pitcher up on the mound for Tampa Bay. The 1-0. And it's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Velazquez 154 on the year with runners in scoring position. Colin Poche's day is done. Gives up an earned run in 2/3 innings pitched. But both runners on the base path would be charged to him if they were to come around and score. The 3-0 pitch is taken strike 1. So Castillo, for the first time, finds the zone for a strike. He's been throwing heat out of the gate, but has finally been able to have some control with it, as he only needs 1 out to get out of this thing. Rays with a 1-run lead. It's 2-1. The 3-1 pitch, and it's fouled back. That fastball in there at 98 miles an hour. The payoff pitch to Velazquez, and Castillo's a strike away from getting out of this inning. The payoff pitch, and that one fouled away as well. Down in the seats behind the visiting bullpen. We'll do it again at 3-2. Another payoff pitch. And that one is blasted by Velazquez. A big bat flip as that ball heads into the stands. A 3-run homer for the former Ray. 7th of the year for Velazquez. In fact, Castillo gives up a home run to the first batter he faces. It is now 4-2 Orioles. They take a lead for the first time today. Colin Poche puts the men on. The runs will be charged to him. But it's Castillo who ultimately will bring them around to score, as now that wipes out the win potential for Yarbrough. And now would make Colin Poche the losing pitcher, as that'll be 3 earned runs charged to Poche and 1 run charged to Castillo. And now, with 1 out still left to get, it's Ramon Urias. Just what the Rays couldn't afford here in the late stages, as they're now going to have to mount a comeback if they're going to have any chance at continuing this winning streak against the Orioles. The 1-0 pitch is in there for strike 1. The 1-1 pitch, and that's in there for strike 2. In the bottom of this inning, it's going to be Willie Adames, Mike Zunino, and Jose Martinez. Zunino sets up outside here for this pitch, and it's going to be right over the glove of Choi, and it's going to get all the way to the right fielder Meadows, as he's going to be able to throw him out. He's throwing out, going for second. So Castillo gives up the lead. 7th inning stretch time. It's Baltimore 4-2. Bottom part of the order here in the 7th, it's Willy Adames. He is 1 for 2. Struck out in the 2nd, singled in the 5th. They're going to leave the pitcher Bailey in for the Orioles. He recorded a scoreless inning in the 6th. As he would now be in line for the win. Two balls, no strikes. The count to Adames. Here's the pitch. And that one is fouled away. It's going to take more than one swing to tie this game up, but a bloop and a blast would do the trick. 8-9-1, the hitters scheduled to come up in the 7th. So with 9 outs left to work with, every single player in this Rays order is going to get a chance at this thing. That one high to Adames, and now the count to him is full at 3-2, with the catcher Zunino waiting on deck. The payoff pitch, and that one is going to be backhanded by the first baseman, who runs over to tag Adames out. It's Nunez there in the putout for the first out in the 7th inning. And now the base is empty. It's Mike Zunino, the catcher. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double in the 5th. The first pitch to him is outside. 1-0. If the Rays can't come back today, they won't have given up any ground to the Yankees, as New York lost as well in their contest. So a loss would still have the Rays 6.5 games out of first. But Boston did gain some ground. And that one is going to be in the gap in right center. And Zunino is going to round first and head to second. And he's going to be safe. A standing up double for Zunino. His 2nd straight double, in fact. His 5th of the year. As Big Z is hot out of the gate off the injured list. Puts a runner in scoring position here with only 1 out in the 7th. As we return to the top of the order, it's Jose Martinez. Martinez hits lefties a lot better than righties, which is not great in this situation against the righty Bailey. He's 0 for 3 today, in fact. And that one is going to get through for a base hit. Zunino is going to round third and go for home. The throw is cut off and not in time. Zunino scores from second on an RBI single for Jose Martinez. And just like that, the Rays have cut the Orioles' lead to just 1. First hit of the day for Jose Martinez, and boy, was it a big one. The Rays going aggressive on the base path, bringing the Big Z home. And now it is just 4-3 Orioles. With a man on first and 1 out as Yandy Diaz. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts here. 0 for 6 in the series. A bit of a cold slump for him. He entered today just 192. And that one is put on the ground. Dropped by the first baseman. Will they be able to get 2? They will. So Diaz can't run out the double play. But the Rays do pick up a run back at the end of 7. It's 4-3. And now another pitching change for the Rays. It's Peter Fairbanks. Fairbanks is, in 26 appearances, has a 3.80 ERA. In 23 2/3 innings pitched. It'll be Jose Iglesias here. to get this 8th inning started for Baltimore. They're clinging on to a 1-run lead, thanks to a 3-run homer in the 7th from Andrew Velazquez. It'll be Iglesias, Nunez, and Santander as they look to extend onto their lead. Fairbanks is the 4th pitcher on today for the Rays. As he comes into this 8th inning. Unless the Rays can somehow take a lead in the bottom of this inning, we likely will not be seeing the closer Nick Anderson today. Jose Alvarado is in play. Oliver Drake still a potential. It's been Poche and Castillo that teamed up to allow the Orioles to take the lead. As that one is going to be flared in shallow center for a base hit. Falls just in front of Manuel Margot. A leadoff single for Jose Iglesias. Not a great showing from the bullpen here today. It's Alvarado and Chaz Rowe warming up. So some high leverage guys. As that one gets right past the glove of Choi. It's going to go all the way down to the wall. They're going to wave the runner from third. And everyone's going to be safe. The Orioles pick up the run right back. An RBI double for Renato Nunez. As the bullpen struggles continue here. It is now 5-3 Orioles. Scores Jose Iglesias from first. Now a chance to tack on even more with no outs. And Santander lifts that one. Meadows is going to go back, and he's going to watch that one go. A 2-run homer for Santander, his 6th of the year. Fairbanks is furious. The bullpen now has given up 7 runs, as it is a 7-3 ball game here in the late stages. A 4-run lead now for the Orioles as they look to get their first win of the year against the Rays. That one hot off the bat. Santander, his 2nd hit of the day. That one a 2-run homer. And now it's Trevor Richards to come on in only 3 appearances, an 0-1 record. A 4.05 ERA. He's the 5th pitcher on. As now the Rays, with the bases empty, really just looking to put out the Flames. And that one's lifted up in the air. Chased by the right fielder Meadows, and for the 3rd time today, defensive miscue for Austin Meadows, as it's going to be another double off the bat of Austin Hayes. And this absolute barrage from Baltimore continues as the Rays bullpen seemingly cannot get anybody out. As that one is fouled back by Rio Ruiz. He's 3 for 3 today. Now the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. After today's contest, it's a 2-city road trip for the Rays. They'll be in Toronto for 3 games. It'll be Chirinos, Glasnow, and Snell, the pitchers in that series, and then they head to Baltimore for a 3-game set to play these Orioles. So an all-American League East road trip. The 0-2 is fouled back. The 0-2. And they're going to ring him up. A strikeout of Rio Ruiz. He records the first out of this 8th inning. Now Brett Cumberland to the plate. He's 1 for 3. A single in the 7th. The Orioles tack on another 3 runs in this inning, seemingly putting the game out of reach. The Rays, with just 6 outs left to work with, are really going to have to get something going if they have any wishes at winning this ball game. They've clinched the series victory, though. They won the first 2 games. So ultimately, they've still picked up ground. But of course, on the Sunday afternoon, they'd love to go for the sweep. The 2-2. And that was put into play. Gets past Yandy Diaz. Picked up by Hunter Renfroe. And it looks like it's going to score another run. It will. An RBI single for Brett Cumberland. Extends this Orioles lead to 5 runs. It's now 8-3. And it looks like they're just going to leave Trevor Richards out to hopefully finish the job. It's the catcher Cumberland, or the catcher Severino, I should say, as that one is flatted on the first pitch to Manuel Margot, and that's out number 2 here in this 8th inning. We now head to the top of the lineup. Angel Velasquez. A bit of a revenge game for him. A 3-run homer in the 7th that gave the Orioles the lead. The former Ray having himself a day. In the bottom of this 8th inning, it's going to be Meadows, Renfroe, and Lau, as they've got 6 outs left to work with. And then after that, it'll be Margot, Choi, and Adames. That's the minimum of what we're going to see, as that one is flared up and going to fall just foul. And they're going to ring him up there. Velasquez goes down on strikes. So Richards finishes the 8th inning, but without giving up some runs. It is now 8-3 Orioles as we head to the bottom of the 8th. It's Michael Rucker on for the Orioles in 21 appearances, a 1-2 record, a 3.08 ERA. The first pitch to Meadows is outside. Ball 1. Despite the defensive miscues, at least 3 misplays in the outfield, Meadows is 1 for 3, a double in the 4th inning. The 1-0 pitch to him is high for ball 2. That pitch fouled back, and now it's 2 balls to strike. They got to Meadows. The pitch from Rucker, and that one is called a strike on the outside part of the plate. 2-2 now. Rucker working quickly, and that one's spoiled away by Meadows. And there's another foul ball. Still 2-2. That one called low. And now the count to Meadows is full. The cleanup man Renfroe awaiting on deck. 5-run deficit here for the Rays, as that one is going to be put in the air and caught by the center fielder. It's Austin Hayes there to make the catch. So retires Meadows there. And now Hunter Renfroe, who's 1 for 3, a single And a couple of strikeouts. Here with one out and the bases empty. And that one is lifted up in the air. A towering shot. And it's going to hit the home run pole. It's gone. 19th home run of the year for Hunter Renfroe. It's a solo shot. Cuts the Orioles lead to just 4. Now, as it is now a grand slam game. A one-possession game, if you could say. That one absolutely demolished off the bat of Renfroe. Gives the Rays crowds one more thing to cheer about here today. Potentially one last thing. We'll see. This game's not over yet. It's Brenton Lau now to the plate with one out and the bases empty. Would love to see a couple more home runs. If we could. This game's certainly not on the offense. They did their job. Now 4 runs. This game falls solely on the shoulders of the bullpen. As that one is going to get over the glove of the first baseman. It's a 1-out single for Brenton Lau. As he's going to keep this inning going. And extends his hitting streak to 8 games. 8-game hitting streak for number 8. And now it's the center fielder, Manuel Margot, with a man on and 1 out. That one in there for strike 1. Guess this is as good a time as any for a rally here. Middle part of the order. It's Margot here, Choi next, Adames after that. But there's no one in this lineup here that is an easy out. I mean, even Zunino, a couple doubles here today. The 0-2 to Margot, and is inside for ball 1. Now the 1-2. A cut and a miss, and now Margot strikes out. And with 2 outs, it'll be the clutch hitter Ji-Man Choi. He's 0 for 2 today. Walked in the second inning. That one is lifted into the air, but right into the glove of the left fielder, Santander. Rays pick up a run and a solo shot by Renfroe, but that's going to be it as we're through 8. It's 8-4 Orioles. To Ramon Urias to lead off this inning in the 9th for Baltimore. It's Trevor Richards here to try and finish things out. A cut and a miss there. That one fouled away, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Urias, Iglesias, and Nunez here in the 9th inning. That one low, blocked in the dirt. It's a full count. Trevor Richards working quickly. Just trying to get out of this inning. 22 pitches here. I guess this is considered a bulk appearance. Just about an inning and change if he can finish this one, but it's going to be a leadoff walk to Urias. It's now Jose Iglesias here. He's 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Trevor Richards struggling to find the strike zone here in the 9th inning. Maybe a spot for Brendan McKay just to get the final 3 outs. Keep Alvarado and Chaz Rowe fresh. An off day coming up, though. So I guess a chance to really refresh the bullpen entirely. With Nick Anderson getting a day off as well. A couple days off, really. To gear up for the series in Toronto. And that one is going to be put into play and just foul. The payoff pitch. Fouled away. Three, 2. Another foul ball. That one is low, ball 4. Now back-to-back walks issued by Richards. As he cannot find the zone here in the 9th inning. It'll be Renato Nunez up next. As the Orioles have been all over the base path here. It's Jose Alvarado to come in now. And 22 appearances, a 4-0 record, 4.19 ERA. Don't quite get this decision, but really a guy like this you can trust to get outs. You might as well just put him in to get out of this contest. Middle part of the order here for the Orioles now. Still with nobody out. The first pitch is in there for strike 1. That fastball in there at 100 miles an hour. The 1-1. And that one lifted in the air. Chased by the left fielder, Renfroe. And it's off the wall. The Orioles jammed up a little bit on the base path. And everyone's going to be safe. That one that looked like it might have gotten out of here is just going to end up loading the bases here with nobody out. A hit given up by Alvarado. And quite frankly, this bullpen cannot get anybody out. 8 runs given up by them so far. Ryan Yarbrough pitched 6 scoreless innings. I mean, really a waste of that performance. As a real quality start by him has gone to waste. The Orioles probably are going to put up double-digit runs by the time this inning is over with. The 0-1 pitch here. And that one put on the ground. This could be 2. Goes to Lau for 1 and out of Choi for 2. So it's going to score a run. But gets 2 outs in the process. That's really what matters. There's a runner at third now with 2 outs. And now it's Austin Hayes to come to the plate. He is 2 for 4. The double in the 8th inning. This game now well out of reach. With 3 outs left to work with, the Rays are going to be down at least 5. That one in there for strike 1. And now down to their final 3 outs when we finally get there. It'll be Willie Damas, Mike Zunino, and Jose Martinez. The 0-1. And that one lifted up in the air, and Austin Meadows cannot get it. And they're going to be able to throw out the runner heading for second. So another run will score. It's now 10 on the day for the Orioles. So we head to the bottom of the ninth. It's 10-4 Baltimore. Michael Rucker is going to stay on. The Orioles have only used 3 pitchers. They're going to try and get him to close this baby out. I believe since Rucker has pitched a couple of innings, this would be a safe situation for him. It's Willie Adames here, Mike Zunino next, and Martinez to follow. As the Rays are in jeopardy of losing their first game to the Orioles this year, that one is going to get down for a base hit, as it's going to get all the way down into the home bullpen. Adames is going to stop at first. It's a leadoff single for the shortstop. Now it's the catcher Zunino, who today has had a couple of doubles, including one that scored a run. Nice game for the 9-hitter. That one low for ball 1. Although the Rays are going to need at least a 6-run inning to take it into extras. 7 to walk it off. Here's the 2-0. And low, blocked in the dirt. Adames is going to head for second, and he's going to be safe. The Rays get a runner in scoring position there in the wild pitch by Michael Rucker. And now with a 3-0 count to Zunino. It's a good spot maybe to even drive in a run. He's probably going to get a good pitch to hit. The 3-0 pitch to Zunino. And it's taken for strike 1. Now this offering cutting a miss, and now the count is full to the catcher. And that one is going to fall for a base hit. Adames is going to round third and come home. It's an RBI single for Zunino, a 3-hit day for the catcher, his second RBI. As he's been a bright spot here for the Rays here this afternoon. The Rays now head back to the top of the order. The Orioles are going to make a pitching change. It's Sean Armstrong in 30 appearances, 30 innings pitched, and a 5.40 ERA. Michael Rucker not able to finish the job. And the Orioles are going to have to make a pitching change. Nobody out. The Rays have picked up a run. They've got 5 more left to get. But if the Rays can keep getting people on base, I suppose nothing is impossible. Although this would probably be the greatest feat we've seen the Rays make this season. The 0-1 to Martinez, and that one is fouled away. Quickly 0-2 to the leadoff man. And now the 0-2. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. And that one lifted up in the air. It's the right fielder coming in to get it. And he will. Getting out number 1 of this 9th. And the Rays down to their final 2 outs. Cumberland there with the putout. And now it's Yandy Diaz. Diaz 0 for 4. 3 strikeouts and a double play. Certainly not what you want for the man batting second in the order. But no complaints really with the Rays offensively. 5 runs scored. That really, more often than not, especially with his pitching staff, is going to be enough. It's just the bullpen did not have it today. Hopefully they can get things turned around in a hurry. The starters have been pitching well. If you had to have one gripe with these 2020 Rays, it would most likely be the bullpen. As that is the case with so many teams. Just can't get outs at the back end of ball games. That one is fouled away, and it's 1-2. An off day tomorrow, but we'll return to play on a 2-city AL East road trip. We'll be in Toronto on Tuesday. As that one is put on the ground, it will likely end things, and it will. Another double play grounded into by Yandy Diaz. And that will finish this game off. The Rays lose their first game to Baltimore this year. They're now 5-1 against the Orioles. They do get the series victory, but cannot complete the sweep. The Rays drop to 39-34. They're still 6.5 games back of first place. The Orioles, with a win here today, advance to 22-49. It'll be Yonny Chirinos on the mound on Tuesday in Toronto. We'll see you then.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Orioles, 10 runs, 18 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. For the Rays, 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left